APM Terminals, Algeciras. Contractor. The APM container terminal in Algeciras is the largest container terminal in Spain and in the Mediterranean, key in worldwide maritime transport. Located in the Strait of Gibraltar and has the most modern facilities and is respectful with the environment. Any company worker can enter the terminal upon request, and once their credentials is achieved, they must show the access card whenever requested to do so. APM Terminals Algeciras highlights the following buildings and facilities: vehicle entrance, control entrance, main building, operations building marine, technical building, spreader's workshop, IMO premises. For the internal transportation, a bus is available. General security rules. The use of safety helmet, shoes, and high visibility vest is compulsory to enter the terminal as a basic requirement. You can only move around the area in which access has been granted. The pedestrians can walk through the established areas. Avoid consulting documentation or using the telephone. Pay attention at all times. Recording or taking photos is strictly prohibited. Maintain housekeeping. Follow the road signs. Do not exceed 30 kilometers per hour. Other risks that can be exposed in our facilities are falling into the sea from the quay. Do not get close to the edge of the quay. Delimit the workplace. Locate the life-saving equipments and the nearest staircase. Avoid being alone in the area. People falling at the same level. It is completely prohibited to circulate on the RTG work equipment lanes. Do not leave loose elements on the ground. People falling at different level. When performing any type of activity more than 2 meters, handrails must be disposed to delimit the area. In the absence of handrails, use fall arrest devices. Do not remove handrails or other collective protections installed. To remove a collective protection, authorization is needed beforehand. Falling objects. It is completely prohibited to be under the cranes while under operations. Forbidden to stand under suspended loads. Avoid being near the container stacks on windy days. Colliding against moving objects. Keep away from the crane range, path, or self-propelled machinery. Keep off the RTG lanes. Do not manipulate machines or vehicles without permission. To enter the terminal by car, it is mandatory to have the vehicle identified with the company logo and rotary beacon placed on top. Flying debris. Always wear a helmet and eye protection when close to vehicles that can shed fragments. Use eye protection on windy days. Explosions. It is strictly forbidden to smoke in areas where there is an explosion risk. These areas are the tanks in front of the technical building and alongside the spreader workshop, as well as dangerous cargo area, IMO and container stacking areas. Emergency measures. If an emergency is detected, immediately inform APM staff or call the Emergency Control Center 2222 from internal phone or at 956-633-463 from external phone. If the emergency involves the facility evacuation, the sirens should be activated. Every Wednesday at 12 a.m., the evacuation alarms are activated for testing. Follow these steps in case of evacuation. Stop your activity in a safe manner. Respect the indications from the emergency team. Follow the markings shown on the evacuation routes. Proceed to one of the meeting points marked on the map. Road safety. Types of vehicles. The main types of vehicles that can be found are the following: key cranes or STS, yard cranes or RTG, cab, tractor, circular bus for passenger transportation, truck, forklifts, passenger cars. Types of streets: avenues, interlanes, lanes. Types of signs: yellow and white lines painted on the ground where RTG cranes are moving. Red line to delimit the external circulation to the RTG crane. Pedestrian lane. Special risky areas. High precautions in the marked areas. General circulation rules. It is forbidden to manipulate electronic devices while driving. Circulation rules for lanes. It is forbidden to stop or park a vehicle on top of the TT crane lane or less than 1 meter's distance from the lines which are delimited. The TT cranes always have preference over the rest of the vehicles while circulating via the appropriate lanes. Keep in mind that from the TT crane cabin, the only visible areas are to the left and beneath. Any vehicle other than the TT crane is prohibited to cross the stacking area as shortcut. The use of seat belts is mandatory. Circulation inside the terminal is mandatory in north-south direction. Perform stop at the end of lane to give way to vehicles traveling along the avenue. Do not exceed 30 kilometers per hour. Reduce the speed to 15 kilometers per hour in high traffic areas such as gate or in tractor parking area. Beacons and markings. Beacons surrounding public works. Fence perimeter. Minimum height of 2 meters. At a height of 1 meter, double marking tape interlocked to the fence. 2 luminous beacons per fence, one at each end where circulation exists. Markings at the vehicle entrance. Vehicle circulation risk. Pedestrian access prohibited. Marked pedestrian entrance. Exiting risks. Compulsory use of individual protection elements, PPE. Company identification plate. Signposts regarding the mandatory exterior circulation directions to the fenced enclosure. Beacons for surrounding works on STS cranes. Vehicle beaconing. Company identification placard indicating the commencing and finishing dates of works. Reflective cones. Tape marking perimeter. Luminous beacons. Spreader works. Marking tape and reflective cones. Beacons for surrounding works on RTG cranes. Company identification placard indicating the commencing and finishing dates of works. Tape marking perimeter. Luminous beacons. Resistant cones. Beacons on surrounding works for non-operative trucks. Identify the non-operative, therefore a prohibited to use sign is placed in cabin. Surround with tapes and beacons. Leakage beaconing. Mark the affected area with cones and tape if possible. Collecting and handling spillage. Work beaconing at the Transformation Center. Company identification placard indicating the commencing and finishing dates of works.